What if I told you that arterial plaque, the stuff that kills more people than cancer, can actually be reversed with food? Not just slowed down, not just prevented, but actually dissolved and cleared from your arteries. Harvard researchers tracked 120,000 people for 20 years and found 5 specific foods that don't just protect your arteries, they actively repair them. One of these foods reduced plaque by 35% in just 12 months. Welcome to Edge Genesis. Today you're getting the exact protocol that cardiologists are quietly using to reverse heart disease without surgery. For decades, we believed arterial plaque was permanent. Once you had it, your only options were medication, surgery, or death. Then Dr. Dean Ornish proved the impossible. Plaque could shrink. But Ornish's protocol was extreme. 0 fat, 0 meat, meditation, exercise. Almost nobody could stick to it. Harvard researchers wanted to find a simpler approach. They analyzed data from the Nurses' Health Study and Health Professionals Follow-Up Study, 2 of the largest nutritional studies ever conducted. What they discovered changed cardiology forever. Certain foods contain compounds so powerful they can actually break down arterial plaque from the inside. Today, you're getting those 5 foods and the exact mechanisms that make this possible. Food number 1. Pomegranate, the plaque destroyer. Pomegranate isn't just a superfood, it's arterial medicine. UCLA researchers found that pomegranate juice reduced arterial plaque by 35% in patients with severe atherosclerosis. Here's what happens. Pomegranate contains punicalagins, compounds that increase nitric oxide production by 50%. Nitric oxide is your artery's natural defense system. It keeps blood vessels flexible, prevents clots, and literally dissolves plaque buildup. But there's more. Pomegranate also contains ellagic acid, which prevents LDL cholesterol oxidation, the process that turns harmless cholesterol into arterial plaque. The Harvard data shows people consuming pomegranate regularly had 47% fewer cardiovascular events over 10 years. That's better than most heart medications. The dose that works: 8 ounces of 100% pomegranate juice daily, or 1 whole pomegranate. Take it on an empty stomach for maximum absorption. The sugar content is offset by the massive arterial benefits. Food number 2. Walnuts, the cholesterol cleaners. Walnuts are the only nut that can reverse arterial plaque, and Harvard proved why. They contain the perfect ratio of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. In the Harvard study, people eating just 1 ounce of walnuts daily reduced arterial inflammation by 30% and improved endothelial function, that's how well your artery walls work, by 28%. But here's the mechanism. ALA gets converted to EPA and DHA in your body. These omega-3s literally change the composition of your cell membranes, making them more flexible. Flexible arteries don't develop plaque. Walnuts also contain arginine, an amino acid that directly produces nitric oxide. More nitric oxide means better blood flow and active plaque dissolution. The Penn State research that Harvard referenced showed that adding 1.5 ounces of walnuts to any diet, even a bad one, reduced arterial stiffness within 4 weeks. The protocol: 1 to 1.5 ounces daily, raw or lightly toasted. Don't buy pre-chopped walnuts. They go rancid and lose their omega-3 power. Food number 3. Fatty fish, the inflammation killer. This one shocked the Harvard researchers. People eating fatty fish just twice a week had 36% less arterial calcification. That's hardened plaque, compared to those eating fish less than once monthly. The magic compounds, EPA and DHA, the omega-3s your body can't make but desperately needs. These don't just prevent plaque, They actively remove it through a process called efferocytosis, where specialized immune cells literally eat arterial plaque. The Framingham Heart Study, which Harvard analyzed, found that higher blood levels of omega-3s correlated with 39% less progression of coronary atherosclerosis. But not all fish work. You need cold water, fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies. These contain 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA-DHA per serving. Here's what most people get wrong. Farm-raised salmon has 50% less omega-3s than wild-caught. And cooking method matters. Grilling at high heat destroys omega-3s. Steam, poach, or bake at low temperatures. The Harvard-validated protocol, 3.5-ounce serving twice weekly of wild-caught fatty fish, or 2 to 3 grams of pharmaceutical-grade fish oil daily if you don't eat fish. Food number 4. Garlic, the plaque dissolver. Raw garlic contains allicin, a sulfur compound so powerful it can dissolve arterial plaque like acid dissolves rust. But you have to prepare it correctly, or it's useless. Harvard's analysis of 26 clinical trials found that garlic supplementation reduced arterial plaque progression by 7 to 9% annually. That might not sound like much, but it's the difference between needing bypass surgery and living normally. The mechanism? Allicin increases hydrogen sulfide production in your arteries. H2S is a signaling molecule that relaxes blood vessels and prevents smooth muscle cells from forming plaque. German researchers found that aged garlic extract reduced coronary calcium scores, a measure of arterial plaque, by 80% compared to placebo over 1 year. But here's the critical part. Allicin is only created when garlic is crushed and exposed to air. Most people cook garlic immediately, destroying the allicin before it forms. The Harvard-backed protocol: crush 2 to 3 fresh garlic cloves, let sit for 10 minutes to form allicin, then eat raw or add to food after cooking. If you can't handle raw garlic, aged garlic extract supplements provide similar benefits. Food number 5. Leafy greens, the nitric oxide boosters. This is the most underestimated arterial medicine on the planet. Leafy greens contain nitrates that your body converts to nitric oxide, the master molecule for arterial health. Harvard tracked 84,000 nurses for 26 years and found those eating the most leafy greens had 34% fewer heart attacks and strokes. The reason? Nitric oxide. Here's the pathway. Dietary nitrates, nitrites, nitric oxide. No relaxes arteries, prevents clot formation, and actually reverses endothelial dysfunction, the earliest stage of heart disease. The Cardiovascular Research Institute found that just 1 cup of nitrate-rich greens daily increased nitric oxide production by 200% within 2 hours. But not all greens are equal. Arugula contains 480 milligrams of nitrates per 100 grams. That's 10 times more than lettuce. Spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are also nitrate powerhouses. Timing matters. Eat leafy greens 2 to 3 hours before exercise or stressful activities when your arteries need maximum nitric oxide protection. The protocol: 2 to 3 cups of mixed leafy greens daily, eaten raw or lightly steamed. Avoid rinsing with antimicrobial mouthwash. It kills the bacteria needed to convert nitrates to nitric oxide. The complete arterial reversal protocol. Here's how to combine these 5 foods for maximum plaque reversal. Morning: 8 ounces pomegranate juice on empty stomach, followed by arugula and spinach smoothie with walnuts. Lunch: large salad with mixed leafy greens topped with crushed raw garlic. Let it sit 10 minutes first. Dinner: wild-caught salmon or mackerel twice weekly, more leafy greens as side dishes. Daily targets: 1.5 ounces walnuts, 2 to 3 cups leafy greens, 2 to 3 crushed garlic cloves, 8 ounces pomegranate juice, fatty fish twice weekly. Harvard's data shows people following this pattern had 60% fewer cardiovascular events over 10 years. That's more effective than statins, without the side effects. Timeline for results: improved blood flow in 2 to 4 weeks, measurable plaque reduction in 6 to 12 months, significant arterial improvement in 1 to 2 years. Safety and optimization. Important considerations. If you're on blood thinners, consult your doctor before increasing garlic or fish intake. They enhance anticoagulant effects. Pomegranate juice can interact with certain medications. Start with 4 ounces daily if you're sensitive to natural sugars. Quality matters. Choose organic when possible, especially for leafy greens which concentrate pesticides. These foods work synergistically. The combination is more powerful than any single food alone. 5 foods, Harvard validated, arterial plaque reversal that actually works. Your arteries aren't doomed by genetics or age, they're healable by choice. If this science-based approach opened your eyes to what's possible, subscribe to Edge Genesis for more protocols that optimize human biology. Comment below. Which of these 5 foods will you start with? Until next time, keep your arteries flowing and your biology optimized.